channel. Whoever's watching this, I welcome you. Yeah, season 2. I'm calling this season 2 because it's the second season of me just vlogging, motovlogging. So this is my MT-07, and as you could hear, it is music to my ears. That parallel twin cylinder sounds so good. Such a nice sound. Yeah, so I'm just going for an evening cruise. I was working on my other bike, which is the KLR 650 today, and I detailed this bike, and I thought, hey, I'm gonna just take this for a quick sunset ride. Like those downshifts. Oh, match rev sounds so mean. Like what? It's hilarious. It's like you're riding a huge Harley Davidson, but you're on a sports bike. Let's talk about how I got this bike. I was looking for a CBR 929 and a 954. I was looking for a leader bike this motorcycle season. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a 1000cc sports bike. It's gonna be so awesome. And then it was actually significantly hard to find one around me. And I just kind of, one day, I was just like on the YouTubes, and I knew about this bike. It felt very out of reach because they are pretty expensive. So I basically found this on Kijiji. It just like popped up for 4,900 bucks. And I was like, wow, that's a really good deal for that bike. And I happened to have just sold my CBR 600 F4i for $3,500. And I had my tax return, and I was like, hey, I could go get this bike right now if I wanted. So I messaged the guy. It was 8 hours basically, or like 6 hours away of a ride or a drive. I was like, okay, I'm coming, let's go. It was March break, I had a break from school. So I drove, went and met the guy. When I got there, I was so underwhelmed by this bike. I was like, it's super small looking. I'm used to the KLR. It's like a tiny little Honda Grom. I was like, what is this garbage? But I was like, this is a really good deal. I've driven six hours. I gotta buy it because it's in such mint condition. It only has 22,000 kilometers on it. So like I think that's around like 11,000 miles. So it's still pretty new-ish. These bikes are bulletproof, so I was like, deal. So I bought it. On the way home, I was just like, there's no way I'm keeping this bike. I was like, I'm gonna just sell this bike. This bike's so dumb. And then, yeah, I got it home. I started to detail it, and I was like, man, this bike is growing on me a little bit. It's like, it's kind of cool. He didn't take good care of it at all. Like, I mean, it was just dirty. It's like, how can you keep such a beautiful bike dirty? So many people do it. And so I detailed the bike, cleaned it all up, cleaned the chain, lubed the chain, and then I was like, okay, this bike's pretty sick. So it had the stock exhaust, so it kind of sounded like super wimpy. And I was like, no, I can't do this stock exhaust thing. How you doing, man? And so I ordered an aftermarket exhaust. And if you have this bike or you're looking into it, or like, I just don't know how people sell these bikes with stock exhausts. And I'm like, you didn't even like get a feel for the bike. This bike is only incredible with an aftermarket exhaust. So I got a aftermarket exhaust, and it's like, it just opens the bike up so much. It's a beast. It sounds incredible, so big, such a huge sound. Anyways, so yeah, that's how I got the bike. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna sell this bike. And then I started riding it, and I was like, this bike's incredible. Why would I ever sell it? And yeah, that's my story. Anyways, so yeah, do I have any regrets with this bike? Zero. I honestly can't even understand how it's such a good versatile bike. It's so comfortable to ride. It's yeah, the seating position's incredible. The throttle response, everything's so nice. It's fuel injection. It's actually kind of the best of both worlds, because in my previous 4-cylinder days, I hated taking the fairings off and working on like bikes. And this one, the radiator's right there, like it's a naked bike, so a lot of the stuff's already exposed. So it kind of gives you that that dirt bike workability, where you can just like pop the gas tank off and the whole engine's exposed and you're able to work on it. And like the radiator's right there. It's super easy to work on these bikes. And So I really appreciate that about it. But mainly it's just the experience of the bike. Like, this bike flies. People talk about it like being slow, and I just don't understand. It's like, those are the people that are probably going to be, unfortunately, statistics, when they die on a bike, they go way too fast that they should be going on. Like, no one needs to go insanely fast on motorcycles. You can have a wicked time just riding. Unless you're on a track, like, what's the point, you know? Oh, here's some hoodlums. When I was a kid, I would just bike around because there was nothing else to do. Dudes, they're like, my pedal bike is super fast, bro. Oh, you know what they should do? They should really just put, what are those? When I was a kid, I used to put like hockey cards in the spokes, and then my bike was a motorcycle, just like that. So they should put hockey cards or baseball cards in their spokes, and then their bikes will be really cool. I should have told them that. Anyways, so I'm trying to go catch this really sick sunset, and up here I think is going to be my secret. I'm going to try and learn how to wheelie destination. I'm going to try to safely, I don't want to crash, like I have to go to work, I have a family, yeah, and also I don't want to crash this bike. Like, why would I want to crash the bike I just worked so hard for? So when everyone's like, be careful wheeling, it's like, of course I'm going to be careful. It's like, I don't want to destroy myself or the bike any more than you want me to. Bike flies. Like, I just don't understand when people are like, it's such a slow bike. It's like, it has such insane torque. I don't know if you can see this, but yeah, that sun, we're gonna go check it out. I wonder how loud this exhaust is. Let's get another super loud exhaust moment. Is sick. It's like endless torque. I tried to go to 7th gear there and it has a gear indicator. I didn't even look. It's super cool. Look at that sunset. So yeah, that's just gonna be a little intro on this bike. This bike romps around. That's like the word that comes to mind. I know it's hilarious, but it just like rompy. It romps when you slam on the gas. It's like, this bike has no business sounding this good, but it's like, it's such a big rompy sound. Oh, it's awesome. So awesome. So if you're in the market for one of these bikes, I could not recommend it more. Find one that's super cheap that someone's offloading because they want to go explode and die on a 1000cc motorbike, and then just get yourself a super good deal. So we're just gonna pull over right here. All right, so here it is, my 2015 FZ07. I know I showed you in the garage, but yeah, and I upgraded the LED light. I'm gonna do a video on all the mods that I've done for it. Okay, look at that sunset. Look at that. That's insane. It's incredible. Thanks, life. I'm gonna conclude the video. I know that was short and I talked about like one thing and it was really sporadic and made no sense, but that's what I'm here for, guys. Thanks for coming along for this ride. I'll see you maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. All right, cool. Peace.